SLAU TV. This is the policy room where we get to discuss policies that affect university students. And remember, in this particular case study, we are navigating the polls at Central Lens University, polls of 2026. And in regards to the Constitution, the preamble says, we, the students of Central Lens University, tonight I'm hosting a very special lady. She is a leader in very many associations, but today I host her in the capacity of the aspiring candidate, guild candidate, and she's not faced with just winning an election, but rather rewriting history as she becomes the second female guild president on Central Lens University. Madam, could you tell the viewers your name?
Good evening, you all. My name is Nabakana Bila, aspiring guild president of Central Lens University, 2026-2027.
Thank you. Now, let's begin with that. You're meant to change the status quo. You're meant to become the second female guild president, mashallah. How does it feel? You're tasked with the duty of rewriting history.
It is a privilege to me that I get a chance to stand up as a second female aspirant. And yes, if the history is written, a second guild female student at Central Lens University, it feels more of a representation of ladies in the whole university, that we do exist and we matter as other students.
Okay. We last had a female guild president very many years ago, 2016.
Yes.
What are those things you think have hindered women or ladies from becoming guild presidents at St. Lawrence University?
Some of the things that I must say have hindered ladies from standing up for positions, not even guild president, because we haven't seen ladies stand up as vice. No. We haven't seen them stand up as MPs. A few of them do so.
But the 18th guild speaker is a lady.
A few of them do so, but not the maximum. So if you look at the topmost position of the guild presidency, we haven't even had a vice. He's a lady in a long while.
Interesting.
So I believe there are a lot of issues that demoralize them. The way they are represented by the ones that even stand is not befitting enough for them to come up and push the goal.
Okay, sorry to cut you short. Do you think you're going to be able to overcome these many issues? Do you think you're worthy? Do you think you are rewriting history this time round?
I actually don't think, but I believe I'm everything.
She believes. That takes us straight to your personality. What's your personality like? How best can I describe Nabila?
So Nabaka Nabila is a leader of passion. I have been a leader since my primary section to now. If you go down the memory lane, I was a head prefect, my primary section. I was dormitory captain, my first position in my secondary section. Then I went to the deputy chief judge. I went for the heady girl, that is my O-level. Then if you go for the A-level, I only served as a chief judge.
I like the way you say only served as a chief judge. That's a big position.
Yeah.
You can't say only.
It's just that it was one position I was holding at the time. How I wish it was also having more time, but yeah, A-level is only limited in Uganda. It's 2 years. Okay. So I had a chance to serve only one position there.
Have you been a leader at St. Lawrence University?
Yes, please.
Which positions have you occupied?
So I am the chair lady for the Muslim Students Association of Central Lens. I am the vice president of the Central Lens Tourism Students Association. I am the vice president of the Social Entrepreneurship Club, an infant club in Central Lens University. I have also been the vice chairperson of the Electoral Commission.
And according to my knowledge, I know you're a leader outside university.
Yes, please.
But before we get to those positions you held outside university, being the guild president and being the leader in all those associations you've mentioned, Won't it
Yes.
be a heavy bargain onto you?
I believe it won't.
You believe you can lead in all those offices and still deliver?
Glad, I'm glad to inform you that we only serve for one term. And yes, I'm soon handing over.
Okay.
Yeah.
But partially, if you win, you will serve partially this very semester.
Yeah, exactly.
So, do you believe the first days of your leadership as guild president will be effective?
They will. Definitely. As a leader, you have to plan.
Okay, we are here to see. We shall be back as the media to 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 hold you accountable. But
Exactly.
okay, the question I intended to ask was, what are those achievements you've had in these positions at Central Lens University? Achievements one could mention and the name Nabira rises.
So, when my strength lies in the Muslim Student Association of Central Lens, because it was the first association that I served and I'm still
Though
serving.
you didn't invite us for it.
Luckily enough, the biggest number of Muslims stepped out to go home and celebrate with family. So, if we look at that association alone, when I came into Central Lens, it is absurd that our association was alarming. It was there, yes, it was known, but yes, it lacked a sense of organization at a point, to an extent that prayers weren't communicated. We have a mosque, but it wasn't validated to the students that we have a mosque and we have a group of leaders. So since I stepped in, it has been evident, and I am free to talk about it, that at least I have maintained that we have our congregation prayers in order, and they can witness as they are listening.
SLAU media will be there on Friday to take a few clips of the Juma.
Yeah.
But let's speak inspiration. What inspired you to stand on such a big post? I mean, you could have come for vice president, you could have went for an MP, any other position. Why set your eyes onto the presidency?
I am a lady of ambitions. And if I talk of ambitions, I always target big. Why do I believe on the top-notch posts? I believe my voice is heard, and I'll be able to listen to the voices down when I'm there. So why did I target the guild position in specific? I have goals and objectives that I want to see the governance paying attention to, and I can only achieve that if I'm on top of that.
Sorry to say, but me, I'm a scholar of history, and if you study history vividly, you will realize many of the leaders fall because they are so ambitious. Don't you think? Okay, we can give a list: Napoleon,
Yes.
Hitler, very many. Don't you think this will directly affect you?
I don't think so, because I've always been ambitious and I've always had the culture of achieving what I set my eyes onto.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's not new.
Still about inspiration, who is that politician that inspires you the most? Whenever they say their name in the media or in the news or in any conversation, you're like, that's my guy, that's my lady. Anymore.
Fortunately, unfortunate, I do not pay interest in individuals, because they might do something good today and then tomorrow I'm against them, and I'm a debater at that. So I won't say I'm concentrative on an individual. Yes, I'm pleased by a few.
Names.
Okay, if you look at Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, I loved the way she served. At a point, not until.
At a point.
Yes.
Not until when?
Yes, not until I felt like, okay, this is not going right.
Time for retirement.
Yes. However, I would not say that there are a lot of individuals that I'm looking at. I'm looking at people even beyond Uganda.
Let's head into that conversation. People beyond Uganda.
Yes. So if you look at His Excellency Barack Obama, I love the way he served.
Okay.
Yes, I love the way he served. I loved the fact that he is an African. by origin, but he stands to lead in a continent where he does not belong. That's why I have a belief that where you want to belong, you can belong there.
As you can hear, we have a Pan-Africanist in the building. But earlier you said you don't set your eyes on individuals. That
Yes.
got me thinking. When we were speaking to the EC on 16th, this very month, she said, the chair said, the elections, the electoral process, any candidate can affiliate to a different political party.
Okay.
When you said you do not set your eyes onto individuals, it got me thinking, is Nabira affiliating to any political party? Of course, when I look at your posters, I can notice colors. Are they just your favorite colors, or you are affiliating to a particular political party? And as we can see, you're putting on green, probably.
Yes, I'm putting on green and white. My posters have blue, red somewhere. So that shows that I'm not affiliating to any political party.
But are you a supporter of any party?
I do not support any party.
Wow, very interesting.
I do not support any party because I believe my voice can be heard regardless of the party. I pay attention to who is going to make a change, not your party. Your party comes in after.
Okay, this gets me to the second phase of this conversation.
Yes.
Your vice president. Why her? Why not? I understand this must be a question you've been answering ever since the campaigns began, ever since you decided you're standing. But we still need to know why her. Why not any other person? And by the way, I'm not looking at this in the perspective of the fact that she is a lady. No.
Yes.
I'm looking in the perspective, what are those qualities that you looked at? Okay, if being a lady is also a quality you looked at, you could share with us.
Okay, thank you so much. This is, as you said, this is a common question I've been answering ever since I put out my voice there. So I, Nava Kanabila, did not choose Olivia Hayat because of her gender. Let us first clear the space. No. I was opting onto getting a leader, someone who is ready to deliver, someone whom we share the same goals, objectives, and vision and mission. So I happened to land in her, and she happened to be the lucky candidate for the position. So if you look at Olivia Hayat, she has served before. She has been a leader before. She is a faithful person. She stands to be what I was really looking for alignment.
That's exactly what we need to know. What
was I
that
looking?
Different thing, different quality.
Yes, what made her different from other people that I've approached, it is her being orientive of my particular structures of the manifesto. Because as I was approaching different people, I wanted to hear from them, what do they want to do for Central Lens? What do they want to do for Central Lens? Where do they want to see Central Lens? And yes, Olivia Hayat happened to have similar causes with what I was looking for. And as they say, get what you rely with.
Okay.
So yes, she appeared to be reliable and hardworking at that.
Okay, I understand. If you become the president-elect, the Constitution gives you power to appoint the ministerial cabinet you're going to work with. Have you already started looking out for those people? Because in the beginning of our conversation, you told me you believe, you have faith, you have already won the election. Do you have names laid out? What are the qualities are you looking at?
Okay, about that, I already have a few personalities, not upon my short list, upon people's interests.
Okay, what are the qualities that you are going to be looking at?
My qualities are constant everywhere I go. I want someone who is ready to serve, someone who is ready for responsibilities, someone who wants to be a leader. I don't want to force anyone upon anything.
Dear audience, if you're listening in, you should get a book and note down the qualities the lady needs. Probably you could be the next minister of what? I myself, I could be the next minister, you never know. But still, okay, before we head into the commercial break, there are questions we usually ask our viewers, our hosts, to know whether they have knowledge about the university. When was the university founded?
The university was founded in 2016.
Who is the proprietor of the university?
It is the late Chibi.
May his soul rest in peace. Who is the dean of students?
It is Mr. Mavila Simon Peter.
Wow. How many faculties do we have?
We have 4 faculties and 1 postgraduate school.
Interesting. This is getting good and better. Who is the head of finance?
It is Mr. I'm forgetting his name. Oh God, have mercy on me. I'm forgetting his name, but
I'm sure the name has just slipped, but from what you've heard, the lady is well versed with the knowledge of the university. But for now, we head into a short
Mr. Andrew. Yeah.
We head into a short commercial break. When we return, we talk EC and transparency, campaigns, plans, and manifestos. Stay tuned. Welcome. Thank you for tuning on to SLAU Media, and this is still the policy room. My name is Musinwa Chauvin. I'm your host. We get to discuss policies that affect university students. And remember, in this particular case, we are navigating the 2026 polls at Central University, which will be climaxing on 27th as we elect our guild president, the 19th guild president. And remember, in the room, I'm not alone. I'm actually hosting a lady who is tasked with writing history as she becomes the second female guild president at Central University. We shall get to know that on 27th after 12 hours. Now, getting back to you. Let's speak campaigns. How is your campaign program looking like? How effectively are you planning to campaign? Is it a door-to-door campaign? Are you hiring in some speakers? What's your campaign looking like?
My campaign is a mixed concept thing. So I'm already using the door-to-door because yes, I need to reach those students individually. Everyone has a different challenge. Everyone has a different say about this. So yes, I'm reaching them person per person. Then I'm not hiring any speakers.
Why?
Because
It seems to be the trend.
I already have people within the university that are really supporting me, so I don't see why I should get someone from the outside to confirm my support inside.
So we are not looking at things like composing songs, like hiring musicians coming in singing like Nabira.
If you happen to say that, they are definitely Central Lens students, not anyone from out.
As you can see, she's a lady of principles. So let's talk EC and transparency. Earlier on, you said you were the vice chair on the previous EC.
Yes, please.
Now, looking at the current EC, the chairperson was an aspiring candidate last time.
Okay.
She was coming as a vice president.
Okay.
The EC that you were vice chair, we all know what happened. She didn't win, and her candidate didn't win.
Yes.
Don't you think this will affect you?
I don't think it will, because it is vivid that the current EC is having a former candidate. It's okay. But the elections where she was in, they were fair and fair.
You believe?
I don't believe. I know so, because I was part of them, and
but
they had.
I've had conversations with their supporters.
Okay.
Trust me, they believe the elections were not transparent.
Now, this is the thing. As everyone goes into elections, we would appreciate that there is a winner and a loser.
Of course, it's a game of losing
so
and winning.
There is a concept of you believing that, yes, I never can be I'm the winner for this. But you're not a ballot paper marker. So yes, on that day, people had a misconcept that, I don't know actually where they got that misconcept from, because where we vote from, it's an open area and everything was seen.
It was a process that built up, because that very EC didn't allow media to cover vetting.
Okay.
And
how does vetting contribute on ticking the ballots?
But there is no transparency without media.
Now, this is the thing.
Of course, we don't know if some of the candidates that went through vetting.
Now that, yeah, luckily enough, we only had 2 candidates, and they both went through the vetting process.
And the fact is, we don't know if the other candidate was favored. Because media was not there to cover, and there is no transparency without media.
So I believe if at all vetting had marks to be added on the ballots.
Anyway, I think that should be a conversation for another day. Today we are here to discuss polls of 2026, rather not polls of 2025. As you were saying, you believe it won't affect you.
Yeah.
But again, on the very same EC, the 19th EC is the one I'm referring to.
Yes.
It has 3 members of the commission that have been on the guild government. And in the rest, we have 2 members who have also served on the guild government. Don't you think there will be some sort of cheating? Because I mean, the 3 members on the EC, names withdrawn with all respect, could cheat for their comrades. They have been together for a full year, been to places, been to guild meetings. They are friends. I believe they are friends. Don't you think there will be some sort of being transparent?
So, about that, I already know, and I've seen it. But why do I stand?
What have you seen? Share with us.
Now, I've seen the members of EC that have been in the government, which is okay with me. I stand firm because I've been in the EC, and I know how it works, and I know how things are done in there. So yes, at no point do I think they have a chance to do whatsoever favorism that the community believes can be done. Because yes, EC has policies, and these policies are governed by our Director of Studies, and I have strong belief in him. He's a man that executes virtues, and yes, if at all they misuse that, it will be sin.
So, first things first. So, do you believe in the process that gives birth to the EC?
Yes, I firmly do.
In the Constitution, by the way, when was our Constitution put in place?
It was put in place on was it 26th? No, it was put in place on the 20...
We can do the year, just the year.
Oh, it was put in place 2021. No, It was 2021.
The constitution
In
was put in
March.
place in 2013, the constitution that we follow.
The one for the guilds.
Yes.
Yes. In
The constitution
March.
says in Article 43, subsection 1,
Okay.
that the guild president shall appoint 5 commissioners in consultation with the speaker and the dean of students. But the 19th Guild Commission consists of 6 members. So do you believe in the process that gives birth to the EC?
I strongly believe in it.
Even though it's working outside the constitution?
No. Now this is the thing. You have to know what is the cause of that.
I would love to know the cause, but I do not think working outside the constitution was
Because
the
by the time a policy is worked outside of it, meaning there were
so
consequences.
let's put
and
this straight. You trust the process that leads to the
Exactly.
birth of the EC.
Yes.
Do you trust the commissioners? Because trusting the process is something else, and trusting the commissioners is something else. Do you have full faith in the 6 commissioners that are tasked with delivering an election you're participating in?
Now, as a candidate, we are actually not allowed to have any connection with those people.
I'm not saying you're connected to them.
Yes.
Trusting someone is something else.
I trust the power that they were given. I can't trust individuals, but I trust the power that were given, and I believe that to execute.
So to put it clear, you do not trust the individuals on the EC.
What if I say I don't know the individuals?
But you should know. You should have made.
I can know the personalities, but I can't
exactly.
know the
Do you trust the
individuals.
personalities on the EC?
I don't know.
Yes or no?
I don't know a definition of trust.
Yes or no?
I don't know a definition of
We
trust.
all know the definition of
But
trust.
if we are to base on that,
It's a yes or no question.
I would say yes.
So you have 100% trust in the commission, the process that gives birth to the commission.
Everything.
That's very
I
interesting.
believe in the law. So
That's
that's
very
why I
interesting.
rely
We
my
rarely
trust
have
in that.
elections where candidates have full trust in the EC. But I was part of the vetting process, doing my other work at SLAU Media, which is camera work. I remember vividly, clearly, you had some missing documents that you said you had submitted. Not only you, even your VP had missing documents that you said you had submitted, and you had receipts to prove this. Do you trust the commission that was able to lose documents,
Now, for
mere
that,
documents?
that I can't say mistakes are human. I have been to the EC and I know the pressure they were under.
But if you can't be responsible enough to keep documents, how can we trust you with an election?
I cannot hold them
Accountable.
for that. Why? We also, I'll hold ourselves accountable. We did not deliver all the documents at a go. Do you understand? Not all the candidates did not deliver the documents at a go. We were delivering what we have received, given the different offices that were available per day. So I cannot hold them accountable for that. Mistakes are human, yes, but it was vivid that I have the documents. So for them to highlight that they didn't have it, it was maybe to prove, is it true? Am I acknowledge that I didn't present this, or is it a mistake? So luckily enough, I could acknowledge that I presented it, and it was vivid that I had the stamps.
By the way, in the vetting, people that were following closely, your VP had problems. Are these problems sorted out?
They were sorted out, that's why she was declared.
Oh, lovely. Still about the EC. While you were submitting in your nomination forms, you were tasked to collect 50 signatures.
Okay.
But according to the chair EC, she told us there is no way they are going to verify. They had no clear verification process of the signatures. Do you think we can trust them if they failed to accomplish a task of verifying signatures, 50? Do you think they will be able to verify voters on the D-Day?
Now that part of verification, for the signatures of the ones we submitted the nomination papers, it's just name, registration number, and a sign.
But
That is
there,
it.
there must be a reason why the makers of the Constitution
But
put it as a requirement.
yes, they put it as a requirement to see to it that you're not forging students'
Exactly.
names. Now, what is the difference between the signatures and the signatures that they are supposed to check for on the voting day? Voting day, they don't only check for the name and the signature, rather, they check for the student's number, the card number, your name, your course, and
Do
your
you think
signature and your photo.
Do you
There is
think
more attachment
they
to
have
that.
a clear verification? Because I could go
They
out there
do.
and forge a green card.
Yes, you can.
What
What
are
makes
the...
it special?
Yes.
It's the account registration book. So on Thursday, midday, is it midday? I don't know if they will adjust, but during my time, it was Thursday, midday, we closed the registration process. The book was sealed and it was taken with the ballot papers to the police. So they were returned the very next day. And in that book, it's where you register the card number that you have received from Central Lens University. However much you can forge, you are not going to forge that same number in the book.
This is a very good conversation, rather unique one, where we get a candidate, a candidate saying good things about the EC, going in and out for the EC. Even when we show her the loopholes in the EC, she still says the EC is going to deliver a free and transparent election. Hope it will be the same message she will be putting out there on 27th. Now let's talk a very interesting thing, a very interesting conversation. We can't leave the policy room without discussing your plans and manifesto. What is your manifesto looking like?
My manifesto is based on 4 points. So we have student welfare, we have inclusivity, we have empowerment, we have unity in diversity, and details will be provided in the open air campaigns.
Just give us a snip. Let's go one by one. Inclusivity. I actually realize that it's one of the university's core basis, inclusivity. But your vice president is a woman, or rather a lady. Do we understand inclusivity differently?
How does gender bring in inclusivity?
Let's be inclusive. Everyone, let's all be included.
Okay, now this is what I said in the first place. I said I did not choose Olivia Hayat to be my VP because of her gender. I chose a leader. So this leader has the capacity to lead all genders. It doesn't mean that if I'm a lady, I'm here to lead ladies. No. If I stand out to be a leader, not a feminist, not whatsoever people name it there, I am here to lead both genders.
Wow.
So if you're looking at inclusivity in a gender-based thing, that is narrow.
Okay, very interesting. Now let's look on empowerment.
So if
How
you
are you
look-
planning to empower students?
Yes, empowerment.
Let's take a case study. Let's not do the entire thing. A case study of mass communication students. How are you planning to empower us?
Now, if you look at empowerment, empowerment is diverse. You as a mass comm student, I would return a question to that if you want to be empowered. What else?
Definitely. No, I
Besides-
would love to be empowered.
Besides what you're taught in mass comm, what else can you do if you step out there?
I think I could be a good dancer.
Okay,
Jokes.
so my perspective of empowerment is providing students with skills outside the lecture room. Yes, as a mass comm student, besides what you're taught, what else can you put on table? Scenarios are common in all universities. Sometimes we are not lucky enough to finish up or to graduate. So sometimes you might not acquire that document. So besides that document, what else can we put on table? And that is one thing that I see that it's lacking in Central Lens University. Yes, we have the lectures, yes, we do everything. But besides that document, what else do we put on table? Everyone can get this document where they are. But have you thought of that? What other skill impact do you have? So yes, I'm looking at initiating skills, hands-on skills, basically. Developing talents, that is through the clubs. Enhancing the clubs. The clubs are here, but they're not enhanced. And that's where people's skills lie.
Now I actually realize leadership with impact. Now I know the picture, and I hope our viewers, you're also getting into the picture. We are shedding a picture of leadership with impact. Let's speak diversification.
Now, if you speak of diversification, Central Lens is built of students from different countries,
Nationalities,
different religions,
backgrounds, and everything.
different backgrounds. But that should not be out there and put as a weakness. Rather, that is our strength. So if you look at utilizing all these persons, regardless of their backgrounds, paying attention to what unique concept can they add to us, and putting it in the community, it can take us far. Let me give you a scenario. If you look at our brothers from South Sudan, they have a lot of talent. Those people can do the knitting that you have never seen in Uganda. If you look at our sisters from Nigeria, brothers from Nigeria, they have a lot of entrepreneurial products that cannot even exist here in Uganda. So what happens if at all we join everything we can benefit from anywhere, regardless of the nation and everything, but there is a beneficial factor from this person, and we join it to form one campus with one beneficial factor? How diverse can we go? This is going to be a university of different ideologies.
Interesting. It's a very interesting conversation. Now let's speak representation and accountability. How are you going to represent us? How are you going to represent me?
Okay. How am I going to represent students?
Yes.
This is through my reliability. I'm looking at being present, listening, providing a listening ear to the students. Because yes, even though I can wake up and I stand and I speak in the public, that is Nabakanabila speaking. But how do I get to know? How do I get to represent you? Is getting to know what is hindering you. So yes, I'm looking at being a reliable leader, listening leader, through the different programs I'm looking at. That is the Guild Talk, the General Assemblies, because I haven't seen it happen here. So how best can the Guild get to know that we as mass comm students, we don't have this, if we don't get to even meet them?
Interesting, because I've never met the conversation for another day. Accountability. How are we going to be, how able are we going to hold you accountability after student A, student B out there in the audience gives you their vote on 27th? How accountable are you going to be? How will they be able to demand for their needs, like for what they have cast their vote for, the reason why they have cast their vote?
I will definitely provide a work plan of what I'm going to do. And yes, it will be open for suggestions from the students. However, I also look at students having a transparent leader. That yes, if I'm to do plan A, B, C, D, you have to know. And as students, my office will be open for you to tell me that, Madam Guild, this does not work for us, or this is not happening. You promised us, but this is not happening. As a leader, we stand to be answerable at all points, because
Exactly.
yes, we present the expectations and we set the goals.
So do you believe that after, let's say, 6 months, we shall be able to host you back on the policy room, and you will say, I say this and this and this, and I've put them in place?
Definitely, I will. I'm a woman of my words.
She has said definitely, and of course media, the watchdog of society. We shall be there watching to expose the good and bad and the evil.
Exactly. It will be my pleasure.
Now let's speak policies. Of course we can't leave the policy room without discussing policies. What are some of those policies that are going to explain your leadership, that are going to define your leadership term as Nabakanabira? Those policies you're going to put in place.
Let us pay attention to empowerment. I don't know the importance people attach to empowerment, but empowerment has made me who I am today.
Empowerment, that's one.
So let's pay attention to the empowerment. I'm looking at inclusivity.
Definitely, your manifesto.
Yes.
Okay, now let's discuss tuition policy.
Okay.
The tuition policy, okay, it's a good one. The late payments, examination period, not accessing exams, not accessing results. Let's speak the tuition policy. As the student leader, what are those things you're going to put in place to better the policy so that it favors both the students and the management?
So I guess I'm not going to say that I'm going to put this in place. The tuition policy is not my office policy, but rather I can have a say over that when I'm representing the students. So when you look at that tuition
are you
policy,
going to say?
yes, the utmost hindrance that students are facing in that policy, it is the penalties. And yes, I can't play a blind eye on that. The penalties are favorable to the management, and we well know that yes, this university is a private university and it has created all means of earning and standing. So, in my own perspective, it should be adjusted because we are not all equal financial wise. So it should be adjusted to at least favor even the low income earners, because I am one of them.
Interesting. One of them with all those posters I've seen around and flyers. You don't seem to be one of them.
It's
but
planning.
that will be a conversation for another day. You will share with us how you're planning. Now, let's pick a very interesting topic. There are 4 candidates. And you realize they were meant to be 5. But one candidate was put out. And the reason they were put out is because they conducted, due to lack of a better word, let's call it riot. But do you believe a riot whose cause was to do away with the penalties, some of the penalties, in particular the late registration? First thing first, do you agree with the management's decision of putting him off?
I would say that highlighted reason of putting him off, it is one of them. I don't think the management would base on one reason and put someone down.
But it's the only reason, the document provided by the Office of Dean that was shared over the weekend on all school platforms.
Okay.
It's the only reason
that was put. Okay. So,
okay, is it something you would do? Would you mobilize students to riot?
To riot. We all have a different perspective of things, and I believe on that I was present in school. And yes, I was among the victims of that. So I'll take back the question to you. Did you see me being part of it? Okay.
We shall have to check our footage clearly.
All of us have different ways.
So it's something you would not do?
It is something that I would stand up for as a complaint, but not in that same manner.
So you agree with the management's decision of interfering with what should be the EC's work?
I don't think that was an interference, because in vetting, both the management and the EC have authorities in that. We are not only vetted by the EC, we are vetted by the management as well. So, do you think you would leave? Because if you ask them why did they do so, maybe they saw it as a threat. Oh, maybe if you look at the policies, is it in line with the policies of the university? Part of the riot?
The preamble of the Constitution says we, the students of Central University,
stand a chance to riot?
No. This statement gives us power.
Okay, let me listen to the statement.
We, the students of Central University. Unfortunately, it's an English show. I could have translated it for you in Luganda. It would have made more sense.
But we, the student of Central University, I haven't seen any statement that says we, the student of Central University, stand a chance to riot, or I haven't seen that.
Okay.
However, I believe that situation would be handled in a better way. Because the management, the same way it showed up and it answered that question and it answered to the situation, I believe if we had another alternative of reaching out to them, we would get their attention on that very day.
Okay, still about the candidates. Let's leave that candidate alone. He even didn't get to become a candidate. The Constitution gives you power as an aspiring candidate to talk, to get into conversations with other candidates so that they withdraw their interest. Is it something you're doing
So
behind the
that
doors?
they withdraw their
Talking to
interest.
someone, persuading them to withdraw.
To withdraw.
Yes.
I haven't seen myself do that because I believe and I appreciate anyone who stands up for
No.
any position.
Okay, you're not doing it and you're not planning on doing it.
I'm not.
Is there anyone that has reached out and is like, of course he is like, because the other candidates are male, and he is like, Nabira, can you
Step down for me.
step down for me? Let's have a conversation. Probably I'll give you a ministerial post. I'll make you my prime minister. I'll make you.
Oh, not
this
even
and this.
stepping down for them to be their vice, but stepping down,
Of
stepping
course,
down.
by now they have their vice president.
Gladly enough, we don't have any timid person to that extent in this race. So I don't know if they're doing it out there, but I haven't seen them in front of my face, and they have definitely not seen my face in front of
It's
them.
an interesting race. 1 versus 3, 1 woman versus 4 men. I believe you are the best candidate. Am I right?
Yes.
What makes you think you are better than the 3 boys? Men, rather.
I don't think I'll put it right again. I believe I am. Why?
That's how I began my statement. I believe
Yes.
you believe you are the best candidate. What makes you believe you are the best candidate?
Why do I believe I'm the best candidate for this? Because I have my cause for standing up. My cause for standing up will still stay ridged on my manifesto. I want to see students empowered. I want to see the inclusivity culture.
When you said you have your calls, I thought probably in the night Allah spoke to you and he was like, my daughter Dambira,
No.
come and stand. Okay, jokes. So you believe you are the best candidate?
Yes.
You believe you are winning on
Yes.
27th?
Yes.
Now let's discuss 27th, the D-Day, early morning. What's your preparation like?
Early morning
Okay, take us through how you're prepared for
for
the day.
the day.
Yes, for 27th. I realize you said you have full confidence in the EC, but what if something goes wrong on that day? How ready are you?
And it's vivid.
Yes.
The fact that I'm so bent on transparency, anything that is vivid and it's truly vivid, it has gone wrong and it's on their side, the tribunal stands. The tribunal stands, the EC itself, it's not going anywhere. It will stand to
Until
be
the
questioned.
new
Yes,
government swears in.
exactly. If at all, like, even the dean's office is open or raised.
Okay, what's your protection program like, protecting your vote?
I trust my agents that are really going to be there.
So you already have agents.
Exactly. I already have
Wow,
agents.
interesting.
I trust my agents. I trust my supporters. I trust them. Because by the time I have supporters, they would also never want to see our vote go wrong or anything of a sort. So yes, I trust my supporters as well. And secondly, I also know that on that day I'll be present. And I will definitely be seeing what is taking place vigilantly.
Interesting.
Don't forget the walls talk.
It's an interesting conversation now. I wish we could prolong it, but in media we always operate under time. But in a few seconds, if there is any student still confused on whom they are going to cast their vote for on the 27th, convince them to vote for Nabira.
To any student out there in the Central Lens community, as you're listening to me, I'll not only convince you to vote for Nabaka Nabila, but rather convince you to vote for a leader that is going to execute what you feel is needed. A leader that is going to represent you in your absence, a leader that is going to make your voice heard, a leader that is going to make you seen, a leader that is going to indulge you in whatsoever is happening. That takes us back to my manifesto, and that's what I'm looking at. So don't forget, my name is Namakanabila. On the 27th, that will be a Friday, come and cast your vote. Each vote matters. Don't sit behind with your vote and then you complain after that you're having a bad governance and all that. Come, add value to the governance, and get that person that is going to represent you, make you feel heard, and hear you out as well. Thank you so much.
Now, before we conclude,
Okay.
something has crossed my mind. I've remembered in the vetting process, as you were reading your manifesto, it hinted very much on woman emancipation. And being your VP is a female, and of course you yourself, if you're a female, should the boy child be worried?
There is no reason why a boy child should be worried, because, as I said, my VP, she is not who she is or where she is because of her gender. That being put aside, we should all accept that in the community, women are vulnerable. And it has been long since they have been represented. Please allow them appreciate. Regardless, the boy child stands to be represented. Why? There are students in this Central Lens community, and I have not stood up as a women MP, for God's sake. I have stood up as a good president for all students, a leader for all genders. So there is nothing to worry about. Women emancipation and feminism, it is a mindset. And as so far as I'm concerned, I've been serving the community, and they all know I work with gents and ladies at a go.
As you've heard from the lady, she is a community server. By the way, thank you for fitting us into your busy schedule. Trust me, very many candidates have chickened out. They don't have what to say probably. But you coming here means a lot to SLAU media. And of course, we as media, we are supposed to be neutral. I can't say go and vote for Nabira, but you've heard her. And all we can say is, may the best candidate win come 27th. But for now, the policy room is out.